First and foremost, when I took a look at your golf swing, when you sent it to me, you told me that you had your tendency was that you took the club to the inside a little bit and that you came over the top a little bit and that the ball went to the right, and you just kind of wanted to figure out some ways in order to fix that. And so looking at your video, you're definitely right. I did see some of the inside takeaway. And then what I didn't see is I didn't see an over the top. I saw you coming more from the inside. But when you came from the inside, that club face was a little bit too open. So the ball started to the right and then kept going to the right. So your right shot was more of a push as opposed to someone that did come over the top with usually the ball starts to the left of their target and goes to the right. So you were much closer than you think. We want to try to see if we can't work on getting that club face to square up a little better. And we did that starting with your grip and your setup. Okay, so the grip and the setup is the most important part because that controls obviously the club face and the direction that it's swinging. And so first thing was learning how to just let your left arm hang by the left side. This allows all of your joints to line up, and it should take your left thumb over to the right just a little bit. So when you do that and then put it on there, you'll see a couple of knuckles with the left hand, and the thumb will be more at 2 o'clock over to the right. So it will be over on this side, it'll be at 2 o'clock at the back of the grip, and so 2 knuckles. And the last thing is to make sure that the heel pad is on top of the grip, because that way you can control the leverage of the end of the club. Okay, so it's very important you hold it there, and that way you can hinge and unhinge. This is very important in the backswing because during the backswing, if you have too much of the flatness, the only thing we're missing is some allowing the club to get some steepness. And when your grip is in the right spot, then you can hinge your wrist and blend some of that turning that you're already doing with some of that steepness, and that'll get us into a better swing up at the top. So that left hand grip, very, very important. The other thing is when you came back down, you can see, as I said, your face was more open, and we need to be able to close that from here to here. It doesn't matter who the golfer is. All the pros, you and me, we have to close at about 90 degrees in that little bit of time. So it's very difficult if you have a weak grip or if you have a poor grip, you just can't close that quick enough. So by having the left hand hanging by the side, 2 o'clock, 2 knuckles, that'll help us close the club face. And then the right arm plays such a big role in controlling the swing plane. And so how we put it on there, we can imagine a 2x4 from here to here. And a lot of golfers that put their hand on top of the 2x4, you can see how my right shoulder shoots out. I'm aiming too far to the left, and you can already see I'm going to be fighting my backswing. So what I want you to do is actually imagine coming under the 2x4 and then putting your grip on. Now, when I come, there's the 2x4, when I come underneath it, you can see my right elbow is pointing more in towards my right hip, and then put my grip on, and you can see here, when I then take my backswing, my right elbow is in the proper spot to allow my right arm to fold up to the top. So there's a little blending of turning and folding, and you can see there's 3 directions to the swing plane. It goes back, it goes upwards, and it goes inward. And your right arm is one of the magic pieces that can go all 3 of that. So how you put it on there is very, very important. And putting your setup there with the grip, left hand and right hand, allowed you to take the club much better playing, so then you didn't have to reroute much. And then when you came back down with the new grip, the face was much more closed, so you hit a lot better golf shots just from those 2 fundamentals. Proper golf grip to square the face up, proper setup to get the club face or the path in the right direction. And then we worked on one other thing, and that was that we wanted to work on at address, making sure that we got about 60-40 at address. If you wanted to even have more, you certainly can. We want to work on trying to have the weight a little bit more forward at address. And one of the reasons for that is during the backswing, the momentum of the backswing is kind of pull you that way. So having the sensation, having more weight, creates a little bit of stretch in there, and that's going to only help you in the downswing creating more tension will then create a little bit more snap in the golf swing. So feeling like you got more weight on the front side, we call it weight forward at address. Okay, 60-40, some people like 70-30. And then, of course, if you can understand the golf swing making a circular motion, okay, so the golf swing is making a circular motion, that means that, you know, my body is going to follow the direction of the force. So if the club goes back that way, I'll start following that way. But if we're making a circle, all of a sudden the club is going up and in back towards the target, and you'll notice then most of the best ball strikers are already transferring or getting into their downswing before the backswing even finishes. And the reason part of that is because if you can see the circle in the path, it actually goes that way a little bit. And so that's why we want to start with more weight forward. You're not going to lose anything. If anything, we're going to get the bottom of the swing arc to being more in front of the golf ball. That way we can hit down, compress the golf ball, and get some shaft lean as opposed to hanging back and trying to get that weight shift over there. It's very, very difficult. So the setup at address, a little bit more weight on your left side. You're starting with the left hand, getting the right hand more underneath, and starting with a little bit more weight on the left side. And that really helped you hit some better golf shots, which was a lot of fun. Getting into the right backswing will make everything else in the downswing much easier. It's much easier to fix your backswing for your downswing instead of trying to fix the downswing. In a quarter of a second, it's very difficult to fix anything. So let's work on the simple things, which are the basic fundamentals. I also have my ebook, which is available online. It has all the lessons that we just talked about. These fundamentals are the same fundamentals no matter what level of golf you play. You need to have these fundamentals. They're the backbone of the golf swing no matter what concept, style, or beliefs that you have in the golf swing. So I look forward to bringing you more videos. If you have any comments, please leave your comments down below. It really helps me out. I look forward to hearing all of your comments.